KangasCloud out of the shroud. Coming at you loud like an explode.
Hello friends, KangasCloud here, and I'm back bringing you another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Now, it's been a little while since I uploaded one of these. I really haven't been playing that much competitive Pokemon lately. Streamed it here and there, but that's about it. But I decided I would jump back in with the RU tier, and I put together kind of a funny team here, as I feel like I normally do, or I try to make something a little bit different. Not saying this is really the most competitive team, but it was very fun to play with. I had a few matches, and this was definitely the most interesting one, I think, out of all of them. But as you see, I've got the Mega Banette here. I've got my Emboar. Kangaskhan, it's a normal Kangaskhan, by the way, obviously, it's down in RU. There's a Golbat, there's a Kabutops, and an XCloud, Mr. XCloud himself. And you'll see on my opponent's team, he's got the Granbull, the Quillfish, the Registeel, the Delphox, Jolteon, and the Steelix, which I assume will be a Mega Steelix going in. But yeah, I'm looking at this. It seems like a pretty even matchup, especially if these Pokemon were kind of their normal versions of themselves. It'd probably be even better, but they're not, so it's a little tricky, as you'll see. But anyway, I found this battle on my Discord server, actually. If you want to check that out, the link's down below. I check that chat daily. I'm there every day. You can ask anyone that's on there. I pop in and out every day. I read the chat and everything. So if you want to talk to me, that's the best place to do it. And whenever I'm looking for battles like this or for free-for-alls for my stream, I do it through my Discord server. So definitely check that out. And Tailwind, he's actually one of my mods there. Pretty cool guy. And but yeah, let's check out the battle. So I thought that my opponent would lead with either the Steelix or the Registeel. And I did pick right here, so the Steelix does come out. I led with my Mega Banette, my Dead Elmo. Shoutouts to Sesame Street. You know what's up. Now, this is not your normal Mega Banette set. This is actually a Calm Mind set. It's got Calm Mind, Will-O-Wisp, Hex, and Pain Split. So it's actually one of my defensive Pokemon here. It's a especially defensive wall. Yes, that's what it is. But he does make a good switch here. He predicts the Will-O-Wisp and goes right out into his Delphox to absorb that. And I just kind of want to see what this thing's going to do. So I go ahead and Calm Mind so I can hopefully take an attack from this thing. I've never used this for its special defense, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen here. But he does go for the Shadow Ball. And as you see, it does under half, which is nice. And I'm expecting him to do the Shadow Ball again. So I go ahead and switch into, I've got a couple normal types, but I decided to go coming at you loud like an XCloud. Here's my XCloud, and he does go for the Shadow Ball again, which is nice. Now he reveals the Solar Beam, so I kind of know what's up here. He's got the Power Herb, and I'm guessing it's Magician at this point, because that's kind of a common Delphox thing to do, is to do the Solar Beam, and he steals my Assault Vest, which would suck if I were specially attacking, but this is a physically offensive XCloud. You'll see one thing though, I didn't invest in speed, so even after the Bulldoze, it's an adamant XCloud, max HP, max attack. Even after that, the Bulldoze, I still don't outspeed this thing, but I go for Body Slam just in case he tries to switch into something that can take the Bulldoze a little bit better. But he doesn't. And now Thundy comes out here, this Jolteon, and I don't really have a safe switch in. And XCloud did his job, took out a Fox, you know, that's a thing. So that's gone now. But this is kind of nice for me because I get to some switch initiative here to see what he's going to go back into. So now he's back into the Steelix, and I'm going to just go ahead and go back into my Dead Elmo. Basically the same situation as before, except now I have less health, so not quite the same. Now, this time he does stay in and goes for the Mega Evolution on the Steelix, and I know he doesn't have anything to absorb this Will-O-Wisp, so I'm just going to go ahead and use it, but the game has other plans for me, and Elmo's eyes are also dead, apparently, because I missed Will-O-Wisp twice in a row. The Mega Steelix gets off the Heavy Slam, and without the Will-O-Wisp, I just die. So that sucks. But, you know, I tried to not die. So I go ahead and go into my Baconator here. And this is actually a max HP max special attack Baconator, so probably expecting a physical type attack, a Flare Blitz or something, which the Mega Steelix might have lived. I go ahead for the Choice Specs Overheat, which that annihilates the Mega Steelix. That was beautiful. But now he gets a free switch into this thing, and I can't stay in here. There's nothing I can do to him. I'm locked in Overheat, and I've got -2 special attack. So I go ahead and switch into my defensive Kabutops here to try to take a hit. And as you'll see, it does go straight for the attack, and this does a little bit more damage than I'm expecting, because normally I see these things as defensive, but this is an offensive Life Orb set on this thing, so kudos to that. I like Quills here, not a bad name here, but Tip Top. I use this opportunity just to rapid spin those rocks away, because I think maybe later I'm going to be switching back and forth a little bit, so that might help me out. I could have gone for a knockoff here. What I've got is rapid spin, stealth rocks, knockoff, and Aqua Jet, but I think in the end getting the rocks away was kind of helpful. It's hard to say. You'll see as the battle goes on. But I go for an Aqua Jet just to get a little extra damage, because as you can see, he's offensive, so he is faster. I'm not invested speed. I'm max defense on this thing. And that next waterfall is just going to take me out, which is kind of fine at this point. And this thing's starting to whittle itself down with Life Orb damage. So I go into Say My Name. That's right.
KangasCloud out of the shroud.
KangasCloud is here. Or Kangaskhan, I should say. But he goes ahead and switches out into the Registeel. I could have predicted this. This is actually a Choice Scarf Kangaskhan. I've got Drain Punch, Crutch, Double Edge, and Sucker Punch. I wanted a little more priority on my team, so I had the Choice Scarf Sucker Punch, which I know, kind of interesting. Doesn't come in handy too much, but just having Sucker Punch is helpful. But I gotta switch out because he does make the safe play and go into the Registeel. Just in case he didn't, I wanted to get that Quillfish gone. Now this Registeel goes for the Iron Head, which is actually pretty nice for me. So I switch into Baconator. It's not very effective. But I don't go for the Overheat here because I don't want to lose any of my special attack. I do go for the Focus Blast, and I actually hit the Focus Blast, which is not something that happens. And that Choice Specs Focus Blast, max special attack, it just annihilates the Registeel. So I'm looking pretty good right now. But obviously, I still can't stay into this thing as much as I want to just go for a kill here. So I go into my Moon Legend, my Golbat, which unfortunately this doesn't get to shine, so I will explain this set really quick. He goes for the Explosion, which I actually did not see coming at all. So I'm kind of glad I sacrificed this more than anything, and that does so much damage. I'm not a defensive Golbat. I'm actually a Nasty Plot, Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, and Air Slash on this thing. So at this point, this thing outspeeds me. There's not really much I can do about that, so he's going to go ahead and take out my Golbat. That's okay. It is starting to come down to the wire, though, so without my Golbat, I'm a little bit worried about that Grand Bull that I know he's still got in the back, and here it comes right now, actually, the Granberry. I'm a fan of Grand Bull, so... Now, I go into my Kangaskhan first. I was pretty sure I could take this out with my Emboar with an Overheat, but then I would be stuck against that Jolteon. But I go ahead and go for the Double Edge just to get some damage on this thing, and it does reveal the close combat, so it's pretty typical for this thing to have close combat, but... So one of two things could have happened. It could have not had close combat and not taken me out, but with close combat, it's going to lower its own defense here, which allows me to go into the Baconator, and instead of having to click Overheat, I just go ahead for another Focus Blast, and this thing with that special defense drop, it's just going to tear through the Grand Ball. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to showcase my other moves on this thing, which is I actually have Hidden Power Electric to catch some water-type switch-ins that may happen, and I have Scald. This thing learns Scald. Why does this Fire Pig shoot water? But anyway, the Jolteon goes for Thunder, which misses. We're both playing a risky game here. I'm doing Focus Blast, he's doing Thunder. I just came out on top somehow. I'm not really sure how. Most situations, I probably would have died. And he actually told me later, He actually told me later that was a Choice Specs Jolteon, so very likely had he hit me, I probably would have died from that range. But that was probably my favorite set of all of those, was that Emboar there. Really, there were some battles where I got to have some fun with Scald on the switches and HP Electric. But anyway, as you can see, not too serious of a match, but a pretty fun one nonetheless. Thanks to Owen for that, and thank you guys for watching, by the way. If you want to see more of this, make sure to subscribe. Hit that like button. Lets me know that you liked it. But as always, this is KangasCloud, going back to the Shroud. Bye-bye.